Welcome to the Awakened Human Podcast, the place to be for highly progressive yet extremely grounded intuitive guidance, energetic support, metaphysical tools, and higher consciousness for highly successful, ambitious, soul-centered visionaries and leaders like you who want to make a global impact and achieve your highest fulfillment by aligning with your soul's true divine agenda and your role in God's plan of lighted creation, and by utilizing your divine gifts, talents, and abilities from the higher realms. We do this by working with the non-physical realms of higher guidance, energy, intuition, and powerful metaphysical tools for healing and transformation. We understand that the real change and transformation that's being called for on planet Earth and in our own lives and our own businesses doesn't come from outside of us, but rather from within. And that the change that we desire to experience in our lives and in our world requires us to change from the inside. I'm your host, Lori Ann Spagna. I'm a best-selling author, spiritual catalyst, intuitive, energy worker, ascension guide, multidimensional channel, animal communicator, visionary, lightworker, and luminary. I have dedicated my entire professional life to helping thousands and thousands of humans and animals all over the world in service and contribution to the light, which is the expansion, the upliftment, the evolution of humanity, to awaken, to uplift, and to align with our true divine source, which exists within each and every one of us. It is my passion, joy, and purpose to share this information, energy, and consciousness with you. Thank you so much for being here today and for sharing time with me. Let's get started.
Well, hello and welcome to the Awakened, Elevated Human Podcast. I'm so grateful to be here with you. My name is Lori Ann Spagna, and I'm here with you today. I'm so excited to share time and space. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing time and space. We're going to chat today a little bit about the next level of you. And as you're awakening and evolving, we're going to talk about the maturation of the emotional body. So this is a very high level concept, what I'm going to share about today, and I hope it will be helpful to you. I think most humans right now on Earth are starting to become aware, depending on where you're at in your level of consciousness or where your evolutionary journey is. You are starting to become aware that there are emotions that you have that have either been suppressed or repressed or not utilized wisely. So in very early stages of the journey, when we're first awakening, we tend to start getting in touch with those emotions. Then as we progress, we start recognizing that those emotions can be a kind of guidance at the most basic level. If it makes you feel good, you move in the direction of it, as long as it's not harmful to you or anyone else. And if it makes you feel bad or heavy, you move away from that, because overall, that's not the direction of the energy, right? You don't want to move in the direction of heavy negative energy, feelings, emotions. You want to move towards what positively uplifts you. All right. I've been teaching this for years. And then as we kind of get even more specific, and I teach this in all of my intuition classes and inside of my Sacred Visionary Mentorship class, I teach all about discerning different energy. For example, what that energy means. For example, anger is an energy that if left unresolved or unaddressed can lead to all kinds of physical health issues, such as, cancer or other forms of disease, right? Resentment, judges, grudges. Those things can be physically harmful to us if they're not addressed. But when they do come up, if we address them appropriately, anger is guidance. Hey, something's not right here. Something needs to be resolved here. I need to address this. It's guidance. And any other energy, including any other emotion that we might feel, is also guidance if we allow it to be. So, depending on how we might unpack it and how we might address it, worry, for example, worry is a fear-based energy. And if it's not addressed, it will show up in the spleen as a problem with the spleen, for example, or in other parts of the body. It's a type of fear. It can show up even potentially, in the liver, affecting the liver, because liver processes fear. But if we're using it as guidance, why am I worried? What am I uncertain about? What do I need clarity about? How do I have to address this? Worry is telling me that I'm out of alignment with my source and the clarity and the guidance that maybe I need, right? And these are blind spots, right? In our old paradigm, we don't recognize that stuff. We're not like sitting there like, oh, I'm in the space of worry right now. We're like just in the space of worry. Oh, it's worrying, right? Same thing, for example, if we feel insecure or afraid about something, especially as evolutionary leaders, maybe you have to get up on stage and you have to speak, publicly, or so you're insecure about that maybe, or maybe you have to do some new podcast episode and maybe that's scary to you, or maybe you have to reach out to someone, get yourself booked somewhere, or do something for your business or to get your message out there, or your brand out there. And that can be either worrying for you or create some kind of experience of insecure security. But that is also guidance, right? To help you recognize, there's something for me to learn or to grow into or to elevate into, or something for me to clear, heal, and resolve related to this worry or this insecurity. Maybe it's just the energy of insecurity. Another example is hopelessness, and hopelessness is linked in oftentimes to the thyroid, our sense of safety in the world, our sense of trust. And if that goes off, we can have all kinds of immunity issues and energy issues, low energy, hypothyroid, always exhausted because there's a part of us that feels hopeless. And we don't recognize that hopelessness is asking for you to find some new inspiration and to find and see the hope that's available to you, or to discover some kind of new enthusiasm or something to look forward to, right? It's all guidance, is what I'm saying. And when we start to learn how to identify, I'll just do one more because I could go on with these, right? Like rage. Rage is the indication that something is really wrong. And that rage is telling you to not tolerate something that you have been tolerating for too long. This is stuff we break down in all of my classes and in my sacred mentorship. We go over this, like when it's appropriate. How do you identify these energies? By the way, I did this also in dark arts training class. It's important that people understand this so that when experiences are coming up in you, you're not suppressing them. I've talked about this so many times, or repressing those or denying them because society says it's not okay or normal to have those things. You're supposed to look like everybody's Instagram page, right? Where everything's like peachy keen and, the Leave It to Beaver society, like everything's perfect. But that's not the truth of what's going on in the reality. And when you're experiencing those emotions, right? So that's kind of like a slightly more evolutionarily progressed, where you start recognizing those emotions that you're feeling and working with them. And as you progress, you start realizing, and again, this is what I'm saying, I teach that those emotions are somehow meant to serve you, and they're part of your growth journey, and they're part of your guidance. Well, what I'd like to take you to next is an even more progressed awareness. And that's when you start recognizing that those emotions, that while they're real and valid and can serve you, you also have the capacity to move beyond being controlled by the ebbs and flows of emotional energy. Because you are not your emotions. You are not the emotions you've experienced. Those are energy that is guiding you, or that has been part of your experience that you are allowing at certain stages to offer you guidance and insight. But you can progress even beyond that so that the emotions are no longer controlling you. And that's when we start getting into the more very advanced practice called the maturation of the emotional body. And this is what I'm now is not just starting to teach, but really helping the people in my Sacred Visionary Mentorship Program really progress in, because I'm realizing more and more with them that the people who are highly progressed, and most of the people in my community, you've done the retreats, and you've done vision boarding, and you've done hypnosis, and you're likely already a healer. You've done Reiki circles. You're not new to this, and you need a next level. Like, this is what I started to realize. People need a next level. It's like, it's great to know that the energy is guidance. And at the same time, it's even better to be free and liberated from it controlling you or even really affecting you beyond the awareness of it. And so part of the maturation of the emotional body comes when we start recognizing, and this is not something we do with the brain. This is not anything an affirmation is going to do for you. But this is where the energy work starts to remove the density of that energetic associated with the emotion in the emotional body, which is more than what you are, but you are not it. It is part of you, but you are not it. It's just energy in your field that has caused these emotional experiences and contributed oftentimes to the emotional volatility, and yes, even drama, and yes, definitely relationship challenges. So that when this emotional body, the energetic body of that has the emotions, is matured, one can still feel and identify emotions, however, not with the same intensity, because it's not required anymore. It's simply a level of awareness. This emotion's in the field. There it is. It doesn't have power over me. It becomes more and more subtle because it's like, I don't really need that anymore because I'm up leveling my energy, my frequency, to a bandwidth of energy where I no longer need that kind of instability or emotional volatility to guide or lead me. I know that the energy that I'm choosing is the higher or purer energies overall that I choose, which could be divine joy, divine inspiration, divine optimism, divine enthusiasm, divine hope, divine peace, divine grace. These are just a few. And those become the energetic where I resonate. I no longer need that other turbulence to tell me I'm not there because I already have enough of this energy, that is the energy I desire, anchored into my field. Therefore, I can allow this emotional body to mature. Now, maturing or the maturation of the emotional body is not something that is done with a pill. It's a process. It's something that I am doing with my Sacred Visionary Mentorship, and I'm starting to do it on my retreats as well. It is an advanced process, but anyone can start learning it and doing it and incorporating this process and seeing how it helps you. It will serve you so much, not only in having improved relationships and not getting stuck or entangled in various kinds of drama, but also keeping yourself overall happy and fulfilled and joyful, or feeling better than good. Feeling good, better than good, and not just feeling good, but actually energetically being the vibratory state that you desire, without the emotional turbulence and the emotional mood swings or highs, lows, and everything in between, or instability of emotional reactivity to be interfering with your life experience, because you progress enough to know, I don't need that stuff to tell me when or if I'm on course, I'm off course, because I know what my course is. I know what my direction is. I have clarity to know where I'm going, what I'm choosing, and what I'm desiring to experience. All right. I know this is very high level teaching. I hope that it's helpful to you. It's not a conversation that's out there in the mainstream. This concept of the maturation of the emotional body, to my knowledge, it's really not out there. And I can tell you that the way that I started to learn this was through being in so much of my own inner pain and reaching those points where I was like, I've tried everything, affirmations, vision boards, Reiki, energy healing, theta healing, this healing, that healing, and it's still not working. And I just was I remember being at points where I was like on my knees, I call these the come to Jesus moments. I've spoken about them, and just feeling like nothing's going to work. I've tried everything. And that's why I know if you've been there too, this will really work for you, because That's how I started learning the practice, by being in those states and then being basically guided and led and told, like, here's what we're going to do for you with your consent, and here's how it's going to help you. And ultimately, you're going to be able to help others too. So I hope that makes sense. And for any of you who have had like a lot of drama or emotional insecurities or emotional instabilities or, different forms of that kind of emotional volatilities, whether it's shame or grief or hopelessness or joylessness or different kinds of insecurities or even fear-based, or worries or those kinds of experiences, doubt, frustrations. Frustrations are really frustrating, right? All that stuff is energy. Let me give you one more before we start to close. The idea of being lonely. So many evolutionary leaders face that. So many evolutionary leaders like you, like me, have to face that, right? Because I know for me, I was so lonely for so long because not only did I grow up as a black sheep, but I also, of the family. And part of my way of like healing myself was to get away from the drama and the chaos of what I grew up in and the instability. So I found solace in my own I found peace and harmony alone. But I created a kind of loneliness for myself. And over the years, I ended up really having to heal and resolve that. And I'll never forget this. The year that I packed up and I was leaving Florida, moving to Sedona, and I got to Sedona and I had more social life than I knew what to do with, more people, so much fun. I realized that, wow, I can change that for myself. And then after Sedona, I moved to Sarasota. I had so much fun, so much social life. It was just wonderful people, great community, great connection. But I wasn't happy in the city. So I moved. In Sedona, I wasn't happy in the desert. Like I'm a water girl. I like being around green, lush water and, green, lush environment and water. Anyway, so when I left Sarasota, because I'm not a city girl, I'm a nature girl, I remember driving away and thinking, what am I going to do now? Because I finally found community and connection, and that loneliness has been gone for so long. But now I'm going back into more nature with less community, more alone, and I don't feel like being lonely again. And that's when my guidance came in and was like, we can clear that for you. You're ready to have that cleared. You don't need that energy. And I never realized that loneliness was just energy, that loneliness could be cleared. And once I cleared that energy from my whole energy field, which is more than just the conscious and the unconscious, it's all the layers of energy that are beyond the physical form. I was free from that. I never had to worry about that again. And I have not worried about it since, which has freed me up to live in environments that I like more, which has freed me up to not need people that are not for my good anymore, to not need as much, and feel fulfilled within myself and feel a kind of richness and fullness, because that loneliness energy is completely eradicated, expunged. This is what maturation of the emotional body does over time. It literally moves all that energy, because loneliness, you wouldn't think of it as an emotion, but that is an energetic experience. That is an emotional feeling, and that can be cleared and expunged. And what does it do when we clear and expunge these emotions and these sensory types of feelings that really are not serving our highest fulfillment, that are not our highest joy or expression? It just makes room for more light. It makes room for more of the divine to come through you. It makes room in your energetic space for more of the experiences you truly desire, whether it is divine joy, divine fulfillment, divine abundance, divine prosperity, divine gratitude, divine grace, divine appreciation, divine peace, divine harmony, etc. those energies are available to us. But they're not available if we're constantly blocked by the energetic density of the emotions of the old experience on earth, the old paradigm, the things we've been talking about: grief, shame, guilt, regret, remorse, disgust, worry, joylessness, hopelessness, etc. So all of those kinds of experiences, while they are in the emotional body, they get stored in the physical body and create dis-ease and dysfunction in relationships, with health, with money, with career success, with life success. And as we clear, heal, and resolve them, we're freeing ourselves up from those experiences. The program that I teach, or the process that I teach, the maturation of the emotional body, I do that in the Sacred Mentorship, the Sacred Visionary Mentorship, which you're certainly welcome to write to me. And if you'd like to do a consult to find out if you're right for that program, you can certainly do that. Or I teach it on the retreats, because it's not a pill. It's not something you learn in 10 minutes, but it is something that when you learn it and you apply it, and by the way, it is very easy, very simple, very easy, very simple, and available to all of us. It's not hard to learn it. It's just not taught in the mainstream. It came to me through my own pain and suffering and my own relentless search to resolve these issues within myself. So anyway, I hope that's helpful, and I hope that makes sense. And of course, if you want to learn that, like I said, you can certainly go through the contact page at lauriespagna.com, and you can apply for a consult with me to see if it's the right fit, or certainly just join us on a retreat. If you see a retreat that's coming up right now at the time of this recording, there's the Illumination Retreat is the next one that's coming up in October. And certainly the Sacred Visionary Mentorship, you can apply and see if it's a right fit for you. Yeah. All right. I hope that's helpful. I know it's very progressive consciousness I'm sharing here, and use it as it serves you. Yeah. And let me know how you like it and how it helps you. And let me know what's going on with you and what else you want me to share about. I'm going to share a lot more. I'll be sharing a lot more about intuition, empathy, and energy in future episodes. And I look forward to sharing that with you. And I look forward to knowing you better as well. So please do share in the comments and let me know how this is helping and serving you. And of course, what else you want to learn about and hear about. And I'm going to sign off for now and just wish you your most benevolent best. And please know I totally support you as an evolutionary leader, because I know that you're here to bring something fabulous into the world, that you're truly heart-centered, mission-driven, service-oriented, that this world matters to you and you want to make an impact and you want to leave a lasting legacy. And so you're my tribe. And please know I just love and value and appreciate you, and you matter to me, and I'm here for you, and I'm supporting you in the best ways possible. So let me know how I could do that better for you as well. All right. Until next time, I'm signing off for now, and I'm wishing you your most benevolent best as always. Sending you so much love. Okay. Bye-bye.
Thanks so much for listening today. If you loved the show and if you benefited in any way, if it helped you to up-level or expand your consciousness, if you gained any new insights or ideas, if it made you think or become more aware, or if there were some strategies or intuition that you may have benefited from in any way, would you please do me 2 easy and simple favors? First, if you would be willing to leave a review, it would mean the world to me. I'd be so grateful. And second, if you're willing to share this show with anyone else who would benefit, you can either post it on your social media or just email it to someone and share it with another person or any other people. It would be so awesome. This kind of thing is so helpful in expanding consciousness on the planet and helping others to benefit from this kind of teaching, which just simply isn't generally readily available in the mainstream. So sharing it really helps others benefit and helps our planet evolve and awaken. Plus, expressing gratitude and generosity in this way will also expand your capacity to give and receive even more. Either way, I just want to say thank you so much for being here and for participating and for sharing, and overall, just for being the magnificent, the spectacular, the brilliant, the fabulous, the wonderful you that you truly are, and for allowing yourself to be the very best version of you today and every day. All my love and gratitude to you.